Jamie Lee right here.
For the Queen of Screams, this is a moment 44 years in the making. Jamie Lee Curtis is saying farewell to the role that ignited her Hollywood career and immortalized her as horror royalty.
Come on, let's go.
You ready to say goodbye to the Halloween trilogy?
Yes, I am. I've sent Laurie Strode off with a big farewell party. And of course, when I die, it will say, like it did with my mother, psycho actress dies. It'll say Halloween actress dies. I'm in full acceptance and pride of that.
In film after film, we've seen Curtis as Laurie Strode facing off against the slow, methodical, and silent killer Michael Myers in the Halloween franchise. The original and ultimate final girl.
I think her biggest legacy, and my biggest legacy, of course, because I'm Laurie Strode, forever, is that she never gave up. And never giving up, that's a powerful legacy.
Earlier this month, the last installment of the Halloween trilogy, Halloween Ends, hitting #1 at the box office. Since the creation of cinema, there's one genre that has never failed to keep audiences running back to the theater: horror. And behind this Halloween trilogy, and dozens of other box office hits like Get Out,
Get out! Yo!
The Purge,
Tonight allows people a release.
and recently, The Black Phone,
Hello?
is one unconventional studio that has become synonymous with scary movies: Blumhouse.
I really look at our horror movies as independent movies with scares.
Jason Blum is the founder and CEO of the company and a true fan of spooky season.
What I love about horror specifically is the celebration of things that are gross and things that are weird and unusual and people who are kind of outside the system. And horror stands for all that stuff. I didn't find my calling until I was 34, 35 years old. We did Paranormal Activity, and finally, everything made sense.
Something's here. I feel it breathing on me.
Produced with a tiny budget of approximately $15,000, Blumhouse gave the found footage horror film a theatrical release in 2009, which raked in a total of nearly $200 million.
Our company is still really modeled on the Paranormal Activity model, which means we make very, very low budget movies. We give the directors an unusual amount of creative control by Hollywood standards. We used to make all our movies for $1 million. That was the ceiling. Now our movies are like $10 million.
Which is still still a considerably low budget.
It's about 90% off the sticker price of an average studio movie, so we're still pretty cheap.
The company has also found a niche in rebooting beloved classics like Halloween and turning them into blockbusters. Currently, the trilogy has grossed more than $470 million worldwide and counting. David Gordon Green is the creative force behind the Halloween trilogy.
If you accept the opportunity of creative freedom, you have to surround yourself with collaborators that you trust. Jamie she's become a great part of a collaborative, creative team.
They first brought Curtis and Halloween back in 2018, picking up right after the events of the 1978 original, but not without the blessing of the film's creator, John Carpenter.
What did the success of that 2018 film tell you about the secret sauce that Blumhouse seems to have?
It's blood, baby. What the success of that movie gave me, though, is something I have wanted since I was 19. Which is a creative home.
On the set of Halloween Ends, she was instrumental in making the fight scenes with a shape feel real.
Tell me about getting hands-on in that respect.
My job in this room is going to be to call BS on anything that looks like a movie fight. But I wanted a level of brutality which is synonymous with Michael Myers. I didn't want you to think for a second it was a stunt woman.
With Halloween finished for now, Blumhouse has set its sights on one of horror's most seminal and impactful works of cinema, The Exorcist.
I'm Damien Karras. And I'm the devil.
And David Gordon Green is once again putting a modern spin on things.
When The Exorcist was made in 1973, the term exorcist and exorcism was not something that everyone knew. So what we're trying to do is take some of those themes, apply them decades later to a world that sees different definition of what is possession.
Legendary performer Ellen Burstyn will reprise her role as Chris McNeil, an actress and mother of the demonically possessed 12-year-old, Reagan.
Reagan, stop!
But starring alongside her is a well-known talent who's stepping into the genre for the very first time.
I've been such a fan of the genre and of Blumhouse very specifically.
A Broadway breakout star for his portrayal of Aaron Burr in Hamilton, and just 2 awards shy of the elusive EGOT, Leslie Odom Jr. says he reveres the 1973 original.
Being introduced to this film that at one point had people fainting and, being hauled out of the theater by paramedics, it's got such a mythology around the film.
Odom isn't revealing just yet who his character will be.
What are you channeling that's different than what you're used to?
I don't know if you can scare people if you're not a little scared yourself.
Yeah, we spoke to Jamie Lee Curtis a couple weeks ago.
Legend.
Do you ever aspire for that type of longevity in a franchise?
Oh, sure. If you're lucky enough, you get to be a part of something that hangs around, something that matters beyond the moment in which it was created.
For Jamie Lee Curtis, Halloween Ends signals a new chapter.
The end of Halloween is a beginning for Jamie, which is beautiful.
But she says it's the fans that have made the past 4 decades worthwhile.
I wouldn't have had my hands embedded in concrete. I wouldn't have the creative life I had were it not for fans. Fans of Halloween movies are loyal, dedicated to the preservation of the story of Laurie Strode. And that's just the thing I'll miss the most, for sure.
Hi everyone, George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel, and don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.